I felt led to come to Flint because I felt like my expertise in the area of communication with people and my high level of sensitivity and compassion towards others would benefit everyone that I have touched, everyone that I have prayed with, and everyone that I will continue to pray for, even though we may not still physically be here after today. But the relationships that we have established while being here, whether it be the community members, the individuals at the YMCA, the homeless shelters, and even the church members here at First Trinity Missionary Baptist Church, I feel like being here and continuing to pray for them will benefit everyone involved. But again, it's really just being led by God and having the compassion to communicate with the community members.
So what is it that you gain personally from being here? What is it that you'd like people to know, and what it takes to volunteer and why it's important?
I don't necessarily think it takes anything special to volunteer or to come on one of these sort of trips. It's just a need to give back to someone who is in need. We don't have to have a special skill set. I think it's just have to have a set of willing hands. And so when my mother asked me what we were going to do, I said, Mama, I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm going to be there. I'm going to have a set of willing hands, a pair of hands. So whatever they want me to do that I can do, I'm going to be willing to do. And so I just think that's what all of us need to do as Christians, is to be willing to have a pair of hands to give to some help to someone else. And so in coming here and in looking at what some of people have to live with and endure, it just focused on, for me, the small things that make a big difference. I cut on a faucet when I want some water, and so when I go across the street just to wash my hands and realize I can't cut on the faucet to wash water, it will make me think about some of the water that I run and just goes down the drain being wasted when I get back home.
Have you become more grateful in doing this work? As she said, you just have no idea the hardship people go through. Is that something that you've experienced also?
I definitely saw that this morning. We have a prayer line at First Baptist Manassas, and we do corporate prayer on Mondays, and then on Fridays the prayer warriors, or the people who facilitate the prayers on Monday, pray together. And this morning I was filled with gratitude for the things that we take for granted. It never even dawned on me. You hear it, but it never dawned on me that you couldn't take a shower or use the water and it in a way that's just second nature to us. Like Sandy said, turning on the faucet, is something that I never thought about. And I told my sister how blessed I felt to be able to come here, knowing that I can stand and do something. I worried about not being able to be of any use or any service, but as Sandy said, just a willingness to come, to put yourself out there, to make sure that anything they asked us to do, that I would do it to the best of my ability. And truly, I have to tell you, I feel a little selfish because I'm supposed to be helping people, but I'm growing, being here.
What about the special role of women in this volunteer effort and in ministry?
I feel that there isn't a special role. I feel that we as women are a part of the body of Christ. This is what I felt that God had me to do as a part of the body of Christ. For women, we are a part of the body that can work and do as well as the men.
So what would you tell other sisters who are thinking about doing some mission work but not quite sure if they are up to it?
I would tell them to not be afraid, to step out on faith, because that's what I did. I stepped out on faith. I was afraid to fly, but I came anyway because it was a trust that I'm developing and that I had. So I think that you should step out on faith and do what God has planted in your heart and you feel that that is something that you need to do, then do it and don't worry about it.
What's it like to be here in the United States, being on a missionary job here, to be doing missionary work right here in the United States?
As I was sharing this morning in reflections, it's good when you hear something on TV, you have a preconceived notion of what it's like. I got to know the people here in Flint as we went around. I see Flint has hope. I see the things they're doing that we're not doing in our communities, and I think it's something that needs to happen, because lots of churches will, let's face it, sometimes they be a little negative. You're sending money overseas, but you're not helping here in the community, and we're doing both. First Baptist of Manassas has a mission program abroad and the domestic one. When the call came from Lott Carey, our missions pastor sent the flyer out, and it was amazing how many people were willing to come, both men and women. And it's a good thing, because every little bit helped. And we were able to help in many ways. The men helped to clear buildings and clear the classrooms for their project they're doing, and then lifting water and doing all those kinds of things. And I think we need to reach out, and we don't have to fly across country because we're from Washington, D.C. area. We can go right out in the community, because right around us are neighborhoods that are crying out for help. And even if it's just going to a food program to help feed, or donating sandwiches, kids are going to be out for the summer, we need peanut butter and jelly, and every little bit helped. And I think one of the nicest things was, even in the restaurants we were in, waitresses would come back and want to talk to us and want to know who we were. We wore our shirts proudly because we're here to help, and they would say, we really thank you for coming, and it was our pleasure to do that. And I think there's something for everybody. You don't have to go abroad, because abroad they do need water, and you can do something different abroad by sending money if you can't afford to go. But it was a great thing to go. But I say start, as I grew up with, charity begins at home and spreads abroad, and that's what we're trying to do here.